Yo, 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 what's up? Happy 2020. We're doing this. Yo, what's up? Happy 2020. So, let me get rid of some of that background. So, some technical challenges the last time I did this, so we're going to try this again. Now that I've been trying to set this up, and I figure what better way to do this. And what's up, Hamana? How you doing, man? How you doing? So I just tweeted this thing out, and we're gonna see how the command center is going. Mic check, I guess. Yamana, can you hear me? So we're gonna have a couple of shifts and change. I see that the chat's working in my the grindhouse, which I'm glad that's working. But we're gonna my friggin' ears still. Ugh, my ear is still plugged from friggin' flying, man. Sucks. But anyway, let me tell you what I got for you today. There's a couple of things that I got going on now. So this is one of them. And then I got some cool thing coming up in another video I'm going to probably do either early next week over the weekend. We'll see if I can get some time. Thank you, man. Loud and clear. Thank you. So as you know, at the end of last year, Sony announced this this thingamajig called a back button attachment. And as you know, with a lot of these pro controls out there, one of the biggest things is that they have these back buttons. I know with my Elite controller, it had these the back buttons on them. Actually, it had 4 of them on the back of the Elite controller. And with the Scuff controllers, they have back buttons. I haven't used a Scuff controller, but I've seen them demoed in a store. I believe also to the Astro, the Astro $200 controllers actually have back buttons as well. And basically, they are buttons that when you wrap your hand around the controller, you use your middle fingers, or you use your middle fingers or your ring finger to use these as other functions. And using the Elite controller, I took them off because they were kind of they just got in the way. Like I couldn't get a good grip around them. So I'm really interested to see how these work. I felt like with the Elite controls, I took them off. They were removable, which is pretty cool. And took them off immediately because I was just doing errant hits, like just with my fingers and stuff like that, and it was kind of annoying. So I took them off the Elites. So Sony announced them. What's up, Wound Up Penguin? How you doing, man? So Sony announced this thing, and basically it's an attachment for your Dualshock 4, and it attaches to the bottom of the controller with an OLED little screen for programming. So we're gonna discover this together. I got the camera. We're gonna do this live. Very risky. I don't know. I'll just give you my initial impressions and how this setup works, and I figured you get it firsthand right here on Grinds My Gears. Can't even hear my thing anymore, I'm sure, because of my I just missed my sound clips. Oh yeah. Holy crap. Again. Yo, guys, sorry for the wait. Sorry for the wait. Again, technical difficulties. Okay, here we go. Sam Ash, what's up, man? I had a technical blunder. Again. Can you hear me now? Because you could hear me, and then I was off. So I'm back, right? Can you guys hear me? Yes. Well, we're going to discover this thing together. So tune in. So can you guys hear me now? All right. I was setting it up. Sorry about that. I was setting up the audio, and I was just trying to get ready. All right. So let me tell you this Target story. So I find these things in stock on Target, right? Gotcha. All right. Thank you. Come leading up to those grinders, baby. Help me out here. Share out this video, baby. Let's go. We're going to get this. It's going to be a live unboxing and impressions. I got it all set up here. Let's see how it works. What's up, guys? Code. How you doing? Procho Precept Podcast, Merc in the house. Wound up Penguin, deployed with grinders, Sam Ash. Let me tell you my story. So, PlayStation Bra got this thing, right? And he said Walmart. So I was like, let me go check around. I checked Target. Target has it in stock. And I'm like, holy crap, Target has it in stock. So, I order for pickup at Target. One of the Targets in me, just one. I pick it up, I order it, and they okay, we're looking for it. It's an F25, it says on the Target app. So, I'm waiting. I'm like, oh crap, this is awesome. I come back and check my phone about an hour later. Target says, we're canceling your order. We can't find it. It's not here. Oops. And I'm like, what? It says you have it in stock. All right. So if you got to do something right, you got to do it yourself. So what I said was, okay, I put on my grinds boots, and I'm going down to that Target. And I want to see what this thing is. Okay? So, yes, hit that like button. Share this video out. We back. 2020. Grinders. We back. Upgrades. It's all about upgrade enhancements. So, I go to the Target, right to F25, the wall of all PlayStation accessories and controllers, and I look, and little old me, one little blue box that says Dualshock back button attachment sitting there without a price, just on little old lonely, one of them sitting there. I don't know who they hired to go pick up my order, but that person must have been blind as a bat. It was right there. So, I go in, grab it, $29.99. So, like I was saying before, I don't know if you heard me before I muted myself, but like, you know, a lot of these Pro controllers have these back button attachments. You use your index fingers, your middle fingers, or your ring fingers to do these. So this thing is $29.99. Now apparently it sticks to the back of the bottom of the PlayStation controller, and it does that. Yeah, probably, Sam Ash. Maybe that son of a bitch wanted himself, because people like, it's sold out. It's supposed to come out end of January. And he's like, it's sold out, you know, everywhere. I'm like, it's trickling in around there. It's kind of weird. Like, his Walmart had it. Maybe the guy wanted himself. You're right. Who knows? But it was the strangest thing. It was just one sitting there. And it kept saying it was in stock. So I was like, let me just swing by and check it out. Yeah, so Best Buy doesn't have it. Walmart has it for $60. Some third-party dude is trying to sell it. Like, I don't know what the hell that's about. But I got it. And I tweeted it out. I got it. So what I want to do is I haven't unboxed it. All I did was just cut open the tape. We're going to unbox it, see what it looks like. I'm going to do this live. So grinders, like this video, share it out. Let's see if this thing works. Let's see. I'm going to get you guys over here, and I'm just going to pop this over here. And let's see if this works here. Is it gameplay? I think I got it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And you can see my Alienware laptop that I use to power this whole beast of a grind board and everything else. So there you go. You see it right there. Make sure this is muted here. Okay, we're good there. Yeah, and also I got my PlayStation in the background because we're going to see what the PlayStation does. So the audio might not be as super clear because I can't bring my mic over too far. But I'm going to stand up here and do this. So I'm going to just try to see we got the chat here. I'm going to do this live unboxing. All right, bring this thing up. That's right. He wanted that piece. All right, so we got this. There you go. You can see it here. All right. So see, it goes on the back. It goes on the back here. And I'll show you the back of the box here, what it says. So it says 2 programmable back buttons, 16 different functions, an OLED screen that displays the current button. There's a screen button, stereo headset jack at the bottom. So it looks like you could do all your customization directly on the device and really nothing with the nothing with the system. That's why I have the system on, because I want to see what it does. So we're going to open this up. Oh, snap. Read first. Let's see here. I'm gonna read first and I'll send it to you guys. Alright. Alright, it says I gotta turn off the controller before I attach this thing. Talking strap-ons here. Here we go. Oh, and I got some for you Xbox guys too. We're talking. This is a nonpartisan stream about attachments to controllers. I got a little bonus tip for those Xbox dudes. But first, we'll do this: the back button, the BBA. All right, so I got to turn this controller off. All right, turn this off. All right, I turned the controller off. Nice. The Floyd got one, too. You got it last week, man? That's crazy. I know, these things have been so weird. They've been, like, trickling out. It's so strange. Well, the Floyd, you can let me know you like it. Hold on. Make this shot. So, I got to hold this like this. All right, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. And here it be. Ooh. Clicky. Here's that OLED screen. Wow, that's pretty big OLED screen. And there's the headphone. And there's that mystery port. Remember, we always looked. That EXT port here. Always wondered what that thing was. Well, let's see. So, it goes on the back. So you hold it like this. And, let's see, is this thing like, oh, look at that. Huh. I wanted to show you that. Look at this. Huh. Interesting. See. So it says there it goes. Just like that. Let's see. Alright. So there it goes. Just gets pushed. Just push it in like that. Pretty simple. It uses the EXE. You can see it has the headphone jack here. Now let's turn on the controller. Let's see. Did I read instructions or not? Oh, what the hell is in here? What's this crap? Oh. Press the PS button. Oh, look at that. You could save 3 different profiles. So you turn it on, 3 different profiles. P1, P2, P3. And it works with any button. They hit all the buttons. All right. All right, let's see how we do this. Let's get rid of this crap. That's all that's in there. All right. We'll keep these instructions out just in case. Keep the instructions out. I don't know if it's out in the EU, man. I don't know. Click the back buttons to scroll. You double tap to go through the programs. Yo, let me see how it feels in the hand first. That's the biggest thing. Let's see if you can see it. Oh, see, I don't know if you can see it right here. So you have it. You're gonna use your middle fingers. But see how you could. I know that looks kind of weird, but that's what's pretty cool about it is that like your fingers curve around them. That is very interesting. The build quality is pretty awesome. Like it's hard plastic, but that OLED screen looks really cool. But just the feel of it, I tell you, what's nice about it is that it's pretty natural. Like your hands are around here. Like, let's see, I can pull back a little bit here. It's like here, like your hands are like this, right? But see, so like these are still holding on, but like what you're doing is you're hitting with the inside of your fingers. You don't have to have them like this. You know, like you're clawing it. You're basically they're naturally around it, and it's just like that feels good. Wow. Makes it a little thick too. Makes it a little thick to control. It makes it actually it's pretty cool. All right. So far the feel like I like where they put it because it's at the bottom so your fingers curl around it so you're really hitting it with this part of your finger. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, here, you know what? I will. Oh, actually, here. Sorry about it. Yeah, I'll fix this. I'll fix this right away, guys. Watch this. I got a light here. This will help. I forgot all about it. There we go. There we go. So, like, when you have it here, see, so you're holding it, it's your inside, so your fingers are wrapped around it. Where the hell's the camera? Here it is. Sorry, not centered. Very cool. Feels good. And see, it adds a little thickness to it. Not too much. And then this is where your headphone jack goes. On it. Alright, well now we're going to start it up. Let's see. Ooh. Alright. Let's get this thing centered here. Oh, so this is a big button. So it clicks. So you change to P2. Yeah, I'll hold it this way. So it's a button at the bottom. So if you hold it, now it changes it. Pretty simple. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty slick animation there. So you you double tap it to go through the profiles. You double tap this bottom button here. Now I want to change it. So say I want this to be, well, X and O, right? So it's X and O. I don't want this to be X and O. Oh, look at that. It's doing that to the game. Okay. Now, if I don't want this to be X and O, I want it to be square. I want it to reload. Right? So I'm going to do Call of Duty. So I want this button here to be my reload button. So I'm playing like this, and I can just click this to reload. So I want this to be square. And, in downstairs. We'll make that one square. Yeah, exactly, DeFloyd. Like, that's the one thing I'm noticing. Like, you don't have to play this. See, when I use the Elite controller, when I had those flaps there, I would have to go like this to tap them. And I like the long ones that they had because the long ones, oops, right here. The long ones that they had went down here on the Elite controllers. So when I had the Elite, when you put this, when squeezing this, you would squeeze the button. So I kept the other ones up here. But this, it sits right in this nestled, like right here. So like when you're holding, and it's hard to show this the way I have it, but like when you're holding the controller, see, your fingers are right here, nestled. And you're pressing them just like that. And I'm going to put it in the game and see how it works in the game. But I want to make this the square button. So I'm going to come back here. And now if I want to change it, I hold it. And then you hold it. And how do you cycle through? Let me see. It says... Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, let's see. You hold it. And then you hit these buttons to cycle through. That's pretty awesome. Look at that. Ooh, even does R3 and L. Ooh. That's what I'm going to do. L3. That's... Wait, what is that? So you got left, right. L3, R3. The options button. And that's nothing. So let's see, I'm going to make this one square. Sorry for the fingerprints. A little smudgy. So that one I'm going to be square, and I'll make this one L3. Alright, and then it beeps. And you lock it in. Profile 1 set. Profile 1 set. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize this screen. Thick control, baby. Thick. Everybody be thick in 2020. All right, we're going to do this again. So now... Ooh. So if I want to pick this up, where's that thing? Where's that thing go? See, just hold that. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of hard to see. I want to hold it like this. So like, I press this to run, rather than clicking the stick. Press this to run. That's actually nicer than clicking and running and then holding it in. You just move it up and then you hold it down. Move it up, hold it down. Nice and clicky. And then you can shoot, and then oh, damn! I'm not following rules. I'm just running through the fields. That's right, Mog. That is a one downfall I do see. So like. You're right. I have a charging station. Charging it, you're going to have to keep pulling it off to charge it. If you don't use the... Oh, wait a second. No, no, no. Only issue if you use a charging station. Yes, you're right. If you use a charging station that uses that EXT port, you're right. Yeah, well, I'm gonna get owned here because I'm playing like hanging over my desk. And getting used to it though, but I do like the feel. Like I definitely could see games that I could use this in. So like this is cool. So if you're doing it, you don't have to. You could. So this is what I'm gonna try to show. Like you don't have to take your finger off of the thumbstick. So like to reload. So like you like this, you could just be like I can just click this and reload and still aim and reload. Uh oh. Try not to die again. So you have to reload. But yeah, really cool. So like, so that's for one. So like, so that's what I have a square. This one, and then you can double tap. Let's see what other ones they have. Triangle and square. There's a preset. And R1 and L1. That would be good for like shifting and stuff like that in games, like using this to shift and stuff like that. Now let me see how easy it is to. So then the other thing is I have a charger over here. So let's see how it fits in here. See if I can move this. Let's see how it fits. There you go. It fits fine. Yeah. Yep, fits fine. Pretty slick device, I tell you. That's pretty slick there. For $30, yeah, definitely $30. It adds a good dimension, I think, to the controller. Like it really it makes it. I like where it sits. It sits right in the crevice, right in where your middle fingers sit. So you really are just moving your middle finger, and it's a much more comfortable button press than actually L3 and R3. I would say than clicking your stick in. I could see that being a lifesaver for like Fortnite, where you're constantly just clicking and pushing up. Like you don't have to do that to run. Like you basically, basically do that. So yeah, I think that is pretty cool. Yeah, you see, they don't click in here. They click out here. So they want you to press on the outside. Camera here. They want you to press here. So, as you're back here, your hands back here, you can see. Yeah, almost going out in all these buttons. But yeah, you're holding it. Pretty good. And then your headphone jack. Let's see if that works. Test out the headphone jack. Yeah, that works. Those, yo, know what's funny is that I set up those folders when I first got my PlayStation, and I never did folders again. Boca Loca. I have, like, no folders. I know. I never did it. I'm a mess. I got so many freaking games. Yeah. Where is my folders, actually? I'll show you. I got folders somewhere. But then what happens is that my library grew so big that I was just like, no more folders. Nobody got time for that. Where's my shit? I had folders. Where the hell are they? You know what? I don't think I have it on this PlayStation. I got 4 of them, so it's like my configurations are all different. Like, this is my streaming PlayStation. But yeah, like, this control, for $30, it adds a cool dimension to the controller. And the headset works. It doesn't. It's interesting that they put the LED, the OLED, that screen on the back. Now, we'll see how much in battery. I'm going to have to see if it takes a battery, and I'll let you guys know if I notice my battery dying quicker because this thing's in there. That OLED is off, though. I'm going to take this out of my ear. Yeah. The OLED is off. As you're playing. So, it stays off, and when you click, it doesn't do anything. So you gotta click that screen. Click this big button, and then it shows up. But yeah, hey, $30, can't beat it. Goes on sale for $20. That's robbery there. That's good, but pretty good. And know what else thing? And I'm gonna have to play more around with it. Definitely. This was just a first impression and unboxing. But one thing I wanted to say is that it does add symmetry where your thumbs, from what I could see. Damn, my friend. Sorry for the mic stuff. But what I'll show you right here, like, it adds symmetry. So, like, if you're holding it, you got your thumbs and these. So, like, it kind of makes like a quadrant. Because they fall right underneath where the analogs are. But they feel good. And I like that they make you use your inside of your fingers when you're playing. You don't have to play like a claw, like this. You just rest it naturally, and it just sits right in the groove. Yeah, I'm using the wrong fingers. Sorry, guys. Yeah, see, like that. That's pretty good. That thing focus. But yeah, I gotta play some more with it. But yeah, it's nice where it is, and so far I like it. I think it'd be pretty cool. I can't wait to try different configurations for different games, and the fact that you have 3 different profile settings is pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna set up like L3 and R3 as it rather than clicking the sticks, using that. I liked it for reloading, even for maybe jumping, a way to keep your right thumb on the stick to look around, but then use your middle finger to jump, so you don't have to take your thumb off of the camera to hit the X and the face buttons. So that's pretty cool. And now, while we're on attachments, I said I had some for the Xbox, dude. So I'm gonna tell you another attachment that I had from the beginning of the Xbox One days. Is this guy? The chat pad. Chat pad. And PlayStation has this thing too. But one thing I wanted to give you a little tip, because one of the big things of the new Xbox is that they're doing the share button finally, right? They got a share button. Well, with this little guy, let's see if I get in focus. If I can focus, let's go. This X1 button and this X2 button. That X1 button and X2 button could have been, you could program it in the settings to be capture photo and record that. So basically, if you had, which was the main reason why I bought this thing when the Xbox first came out. And it also had a headphone jack, too. Which, if you remember at the time, Xbox didn't have a headphone jack. You had to have that crazy adapter in order to plug a headphone in before they actually put it inside the controller. But actually, this X1, a little bright here, and the X2 could be programmed in the settings to be screenshot and I believe it's a record that. But I definitely know the screenshot. I always use X1 as a screenshot. But anyway, yeah, that was a little tip for you dudes over there with anybody who still has those chat pads. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get a better. If I'm gonna start unboxing some things, I'll set up a little bit better. But I was just pretty happy that I was able to locate one of these things. But yeah, I would say for $29.99, like, why not, man? It adds cool. Yeah, Dualshock 5 this week, like them showing that would be cool. But yeah, but it's a pretty neat idea, and it's very interesting that they added it to this now. Because again, it doesn't really. Yeah, it makes the PlayStation control feel just a little bit like it doesn't add any heft to it. Let me see how easy it is to take off. Yeah, it pulls right off. Not bad at all. And it has that flex that I showed earlier where it won't snap off the headphone. They put it in and push. Let's see some. Now it says I just did it while the control was still on. The control is still on, so like I plugged it in, unplugged it, and plugged it in. It still works. So they say to have the control off when you do it, but yeah, yes, and I know Boca Loca. It's happy that the control is off forward compatible because then yeah. You can keep this piece and you can put this on there, and if they go on sale like half price, or if they you just get a couple of them and add them to your DualShocks for next generation. But yeah, it's definitely it definitely gives it. I'm not gonna say that. Oh my God, it turns it into like an elite, a pro controller, an elite control, but hey, it gives you a lot of that back button functionality, which a lot of pro controllers do. And it's only 2 buttons now. Like, it's not like 3 of them, which, could be like 4 of them in the back, which could be a little too much, And that's where I found, by having 4 flaps on the back of the Elite controller, it kind of made you play like a claw. Because you had your middle fingers now at the top back, and then you had your ring fingers at the bottom. This one allows you to hold the controller as is, and basically you just squeeze your middle finger and you're hitting those buttons. Yeah, this controller is I found this one. It was like, again, a Target sitting in the back, little old 500 million whatever controller, which I had to get one. I was like, yo, these things are freaking cool looking. But yeah, that's why I want to use that one. I have my Star Wars controller here, but yeah, definitely looks pretty cool. Definitely, for that controller. And it doesn't add any weight to it, but yeah, it gives you that kind of. It's just it's a cool little accessory. I think it's more functional accessory than a chat pad, that they both have. Like it's definitely something that's cool, and for a little $30 to add it, to a control that you already have. I wouldn't say buy it for all your controllers unless you really want that. But yeah, because it's easily swappable. It pops right off, like just like plugging a headphone in. Yeah, and it makes it look pretty cool. Very comfortable. It's actually the plastic. It's just like the same feel as the controller, so it's not. That's another thing I just want to point out. It's not like you feel like you metal buttons or rubber buttons or anything like that. Like it feels exactly like the back of the controller somewhat. So it really doesn't take you out of it at all. It doesn't make you feel like that. You're. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get some used to it. I'm gonna play some games, see how it works. I think also too some muscle memory. You might so you're so used to not having buttons back there, getting used to having buttons back there. But it is a natural thing. You just squeeze your middle fingers and you're hitting buttons. Also too, having it as an option button or just not at all is another cool setting. Let me see if there's anything else that I missed. Let me see. And the profiles. I see. So yeah. So that's just triangle, all the buttons. Even for fighting games, making it instead of having your R1 and L1 as your as your heavies or something like that, having the three buttons and a press like that, you definitely have a much more natural way of fighting games. Which I'm going to try that in fighting games by making this the the L1 and R1 in games like a Street Fighter where there's a heavy or there should be three buttons. So you need that arcade stick feel where you have to have three punches, three kicks. By doing that, you could put the L1 and R1 on here, and now you have kind of a natural. Wow, yeah, I could see like doing like moves like Hadoukens and having that feel right back there rather than using your top shoulder buttons to try to do combos. By having the button right here with your middle finger, that would be a cool advantage too in fighting games. By adding that, because I know a lot of those fighting games, they put their the ones that use 6 buttons, they put their strong or weak buttons up on the shoulders. So yeah, I definitely think that that's another cool thing for it. And then for racing games, for shifting or e-brake, something like that, that's pretty cool. I'm just trying to think of different ways, but yeah, totally configurable. It uses every button. All 16 buttons, or you can not have it used at all. So, like, to prevent stray, like if you just want to use like your right hand and you don't want to deal with the left hand accidentally hitting a button, you can make the left, one of the buttons deactivated and just only one button, which is cool. So, like, you can just keep all your button presses to your right hand side and not to the left. So, that's pretty cool too. But yeah, like Mog said, it would block the port if you have any of those charging ports. Some negatives on that you'll have to keep taking it off. But again, it comes off pretty easy. Ooh, that's pretty neat too. Oh, I'm going to jump back. I'm going to jump back to the video. Hold on, guys. I want to show you something. I just realized I took this off here. There you go. Hold on a second. Here, check this out. So we saw it put on. So I got it put on here. That goes on like that. Right? And then, so you can grab it back here and just pull it off. What's cool is that in here, like, in here is a rubber. This is like textured rubber in here. Like, so it doesn't slip. But yeah, this is the thing I was trying to show you before. So yeah. Like that. See, it's the same, I said, like this. Cool. Yeah, $30. Definitely recommend it. You know, especially if you want to get a little bit of that, little bit of an advantage, or just some cool, you know, just add some functionality to the controller. Definitely, definitely a cool thing. Is everybody there? Here we go. What's up, Jemai? How you doing, man? Oh, the flames are frozen. No. No, it doesn't feel cheap at all. It doesn't feel cheap at all. Mark Cerny, you should tell me how it feels. yeah, no, man. Don't feel cheap. No way. Nah. It actually, like, it feels pretty cool. Like, it's not metal, like, you know, but the OLED screen on the back is pretty sharp, so that saves on battery. That's actually a button itself, so when you double tap it, it changes through the profiles, and then if you hold it, you just hit the side buttons then to change what button you want. It's pretty intuitive, and what's cool is that you don't need you don't have to go into any PlayStation menus or anything. It's all configurable directly on the controller. But yeah, nah, man, don't feel cheap. And actually, what's cool about it is, I said, the texture of the buttons feels like the back of the controller, so it's pretty natural. You don't feel like these shouldn't be there. It actually feels like it's just a part of the controller, because your fingers on the back of the controller with the plastic and your fingers on the thing feel pretty good. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do more play tests with it. But yeah, if you have a charger that charges from the top, it doesn't block that. The headphone jack works, and you know, it makes the controller a little thick, but not too thick. And it doesn't really you see that big piece that goes on the bottom. You're like, oh man, this is gonna be unwielding. You know, it's gonna be this big. But nah, they could have done something cool with the front though, like the, you know, underneath the PlayStation button, like done something with that, because it is a pretty. But they kept all the OLED stuff in the back, not to distract you. But yeah, I wonder if here's a little tidbit. I wonder if that OLED screen on the bottom of this thing is a kind of indication of maybe the PlayStation 5 Dualshock 5. Maybe that touchpad or in the middle is that kind of OLED screen to like program your controller. Or it might tell you some status or something like that. I'm wondering if this OLED that's on the back of here might be something that they put on the front of the PlayStation 5 controller. You know, maybe that's why they came out with it now, and I don't know. I was just thinking, because I know that PlayStation 5 controller is going to probably have some crazy tech in it, because this PlayStation 4 controller is pretty tech crazy, with the light and the touchpad and the microphone. I mean the speaker in it. They need microphones on them. That's the next thing they need. But yeah, hey man, $30 accessory. I think it's definitely a buy. You know, if you can find it. You know, and again, they're still they're trickling into stores now. Oh, thanks, Mark Cerny. You see, Mark Cerny right here with the breaking news. You know, it'll have an LED screen, so every controller will be cloud compatible. No need for a phone. Thank you. That will be good. Thank you, Cerny. Guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share out this video. I'm so glad you grinders came by to check out this quick impressions and unboxing for the DualShock 4 back button attachment, or we call it the BBA, for $29.99. Go pick up one. Yeah, I think it's pretty worth it. I'll give more impressions as I use it in more games. Cerny here with the exclusive. But yeah, anyway, I want to thank you guys, grinders, for coming out here. And again, I'm gonna do another video. I got something cool. New Jersey, baby. Yeah, I got another cool thing that for speaking about streaming and things like that. I'll do another one in a bit. The thing is like right now there's so many freaking rumors and stuff. Like I just don't want to waste too much time like just going crazy over things that might not might not be real because they're rumors. But like when people come out, like there's interviews and executives are saying things and this is directions, I'll definitely comment on that. But for right now, there's too many rumors and speculation going on there. But I'm definitely gonna do one definitely in a week. I definitely want to get this out there for the review. But I'll do a regular GMG definitely. Wound up Penguin on some topics because there's definitely certain things that are bothering me. But again, I don't want to get them to bother me too much because they might not be real. And and it's just been kind of crazy with the whole like power and games and exclusives and this whole everything going to PC and this platform agnosticity and it's a whole bunch of crap right now. So I just really want to wait. Thanks, man. Thanks, Sam Ash. Yeah, just want to wait to see where we're going with everything and see what's going on with like we kind of know where Xbox is going. I'm interested in the games that they've been showing, but again, I'm still of the belief where I'm like, where are the big games? And we're still waiting on those. Yeah, Mooch. Yeah, definitely. I would love to talk to Mooch. I've been listening to Mooch for a long time. But yeah, definitely. Interested in where they're going, but I want to see some big games for them. Like, I think Ninja Theory is pumping out some good things, and I like where they go. I like that psychology and the horror and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. But again, it's still early, man. It's only January. There's gonna be some stuff, and I'm really just hoping for Sony to kind of just start talking about the PlayStation 5, so we could start moving ahead. With kind of get rid of this whole speculation. Because, again, the power and all this other stuff, it doesn't matter. It's the content. The content is king. Nobody's going to subscribe if the games are trash. Nobody's going to sign up and buy your hardware if the games are garbage. The games have to produce. And I think Sony has a bunch of PlayStation 4 games that are bangers right now. That you still got Last of Us, still got Ghost of Tsushima, Dreams. I think, it's not, the kind of game that everybody probably wants to play, but I love Dreams. I think it's incredible. But, and Microsoft just seems to be releasing a lot, like quantity. They're announcing a lot of games, a lot of smaller type games for Game Pass. That's where they want to go with that. But if Microsoft could bring some big games too, that would be great. But I do think that, Sony is going to be definitely more calculating in the way they release their stuff. I think they're going to do some things that Microsoft is doing, but I'm not falling for the whole, like, they're just, like, going to come out at PlayStation 5 and just be like, everything's going to PC day and date, guys, and here's all your PlayStation friends on PC. Enjoy. No, that's a Microsoft. That's what Microsoft did. Microsoft came out and just opened the floodgates and said, dudes, go to PC. It's easy. And it is easy. It was definitely. I don't miss. It made it real easy. If Sony makes it easy too, then, PC gaming, right? But right now, I'm happy I got the PC to do my hashtag peekaboo gaming with Game Pass. I got PlayStation to play all those games. And VR. And Jeremiah, I got the PC there for some games on Steam, which, man, it's good to have a PC too. I never thought of having a PC as part of my gaming library. Phil made me go over there with the Xbox stuff and said, hey, you can play your games over there better and for free. Hey, man. And they're making exclusive games just for PC. Hey, man, that's where he wants to go. I'll add PC to my gaming arsenal, but I still need a Switch and a PlayStation. And exclusives matter. That's always been the thing. Exclusives are the identity of the console, okay? No matter if you're young or old gamer, exclusives matter. They matter in everything. If you could get McDonald's burgers at Burger King, why would there need to be a McDonald's? So, exclusives matter. They give identity to the consoles. They give identity to products. They make you desire that product. So, For all those people that say exclusives don't matter, exclusives may not matter in the sense of selling your console as an Xbox, but the exclusives are still going to matter to sell those services. So exclusives are still there. So for people to say exclusives don't matter, exclusives just have a different house at Xbox. All right? Exclusives have a different dwelling. Exclusives still to the service. So it's exclusives to bring you there. Hellblade 2 is going to bring you to Game Pass. Bring you to PC Game Pass. Bring you to PC. Bring you to Xbox. Who knows? But it's all about the games. As Mark Cerny said right here, it is all about the games. And the fact that Sony hasn't spoke about brand new games in a while makes me kind of tingly, thinking like, yo, man, they're going to release McCracken. We want to know where the rest of Kraken's body is. It's going to plop its ass right on Sony's stage when they announce that PlayStation 5. And that's what I'm hoping for, because more games for me. I got my 4K TV, projectors, surround sound, Atmos. Let's go. Bring next gen. Let's go. But before we go to next gen, I got some Last of Us 2 to play and Ghost of Tsushima to play. And it seems like everybody's just moving. Everybody's trying to ride that kind of train of the new gen consoles and trying to be in there. Cyberpunk moved down there. Everybody's trying to get to the end of the year. We'll see, man. But I'm telling you, a lot of that. And did you see that other thing? Yeah, I didn't want to turn this into a grinds my gears thing, but did you see they got Call of Duty again for Sony? Got Call of Duty again for something like another thing. Exclusively, like Sony's doing Call. They're still in Call of Duty, man. And that's another thing. Sony's gonna play like that. They might not have announced all their first party games, but they might have, like Cerny says, like Destiny content, and they might have some partnerships with these third party games coming out too to promote PlayStation 5. Microsoft still never played that card. They don't believe in that anymore, according to the Phil Ness. So we're gonna see, man. Activision does go where the numbers are. That's right, Boca Luca. They all want to go where the money is. But it's going to be an interesting year. And as I said before, I really can't wait to see how they present. Yes, turn it into GNT. Exactly. Well, I basically did. A bonus episode right here. But yeah, I really want to see how they turn this into how they sell these new consoles. Like what they position them as. And, with this whole, because I always believe like this whole thing of trying to go being platform agnostic while still trying to sell hardware, it's a slippery slope, because, you don't want to discredit your hardware by saying my games are here, because you still want to sell the hardware. And that's what developers want, because developers want install base, right? That's my old belief with it. It's like developers want an install base. And if you're not going to provide that install base, developers are not going to develop there. The Switch has games now, a whole bunch of games. Why? Because it's selling, right? If the Switch was the Wii U, everybody would be like, we could skip it. Hardware install base matters. It does matter. That's why when they said the whole thing where we're not going to have exclusive games for the console, for the Series X, exclusively just for the X, the next generation, and we're still going to have them everywhere. What that does slow the adoption of the next generation of Microsoft consoles, right? So if they're going to do that for the next 2 years, and it's going to be third party that's going to have exclusives for next generation. But if Microsoft is not going to push their hardware with their first party and having only games that you could get on next generation, then the adoption of next generation. I'm not saying games held back and all this stuff, because I think there's cases where they can be. But I do think that when you say there's not going to be any first-party games from us just on that platform, so you could jump off of the X onto the Series X, it's going to slow down the adoption of the next console. And now, my biggest thing is if Sony comes out and says Horizon Zero Dawn 2 only on PlayStation 5, that's going to get everybody on the PlayStation 4 to go to PlayStation 5, and the adoption of next generation consoles is going to be faster on the PlayStation side. Then what you're going to look back is and say, wait, why is it 2-1? Why is the PlayStation outselling the Series X 2-1 again? And it's going to be because Microsoft didn't push everybody to upgrade. Microsoft said, hey, stay where you are, guys. Be complacent. Stay where you are. Well, developers, as you saw from that GDC thing, they want to see next generation. They want PlayStation 5 development. And I wonder if their involvement in not wanting to develop too much, like it's like 28% versus 38%, or 25% versus 38% versus PlayStation 5 versus Series X. I wonder if they say, hey, I don't think the Series X is going to fly off the shelves. I really want to focus my development on the PlayStation 5 first. And one last example I'll leave you with, and, to say what you want about Cliffy B and his studio and all that other stuff, but Cliffy B was attacked when he was releasing that Lawbreakers game of why he didn't put it on Xbox and only on PlayStation. And he said, I have a small team. I have to develop for the largest install base. Now, it didn't help him, but that mentality is the mentality that I believe we really need to have for next generation. Like, I wanted the Series X and PlayStation 5 to be neck and neck, so that Xbox doesn't miss out on any games. The other thing that came out was 650 games released last year for the PlayStation 4 and 500 games released for the Xbox One. And 1,000 games released for the Switch, which is crazy. Well, that's Switch fodder. But if the Xbox and the PlayStation are just like almost comparable to each other, why would there be 150 difference in games in 2019? Now, where's there 150 games just for PlayStation and not for Xbox? Why did Xbox have the lowest number of games released last year at 500 when Sony in 2019 had 650 games released? That 150, that don't sound like two consoles that are similar in spec. Like, they're basically the same console, right? They're the same generation, the same console. They're not a portable system. They're basically the same thing. So why did Sony have 150 more games? I think because of install base and their ties with the Japanese developers. But, and if you go back to the 360 and look at when the Xbox 360 was competitive with install base, Final Fantasy couldn't deny it. Final Fantasy 13 said, we can't deny it. Final Fantasy 11, was it 11? 13? 13. They announced it on the stage. Hideo Kojima and Konami couldn't deny Xbox 360 on the Xbox One because the install base was equivalent to the Microsoft got a lot of games. GTA 4 being day and date with Xbox was a big deal with the 360. Not only that, but they got exclusive content. Do you think if the 360 was not selling and it was a 2-1 gap between PlayStation and Xbox, that Rockstar would be like, yeah, well, you're going to have to pay through the nose for some content? Just look at the PlayStation 2 versus Xbox. PlayStation 2 got a lot of exclusive games just because the Xbox was new and the PlayStation 2 was out there. The install base was so large. Install base matters. And Microsoft's trying to incorporate PC and phones into its install base, but that's multi-platform development. Developers don't want to deal with multiple configurations. That's why Microsoft tries to make it easy with their systems and trying the UWP, which fell apart. But they try to make it easier. Now this turns into grinds my gears. Damn it. Who am I blaming for this? Wound up hanging, you're to blame. But anyway, now see, you got me on the rant. But anyway, those are just a few thoughts that I had about that stuff. But again, my whole thing is that I want them to be competitive so that they don't miss out on games. And that's why I always fight for the Xbox, saying you got to be competitive. You can't just be agnostic. You got to drive the console because that's how you'll get the games. You don't want to be second fiddle. Oh, here's some Yakuzas. Yeah, take 1 and 2 and Konami and all that stuff. But they're not getting Yakuza 7. Here's all the Final Fantasies. Yeah, take them all there. But they're not getting another Final Fantasy. They're not getting Dragon Quest. Like, they're not getting games. But if their install base was competitive and globally, which they were with the 360, some of these games probably would come there just by de facto because they can't miss out on that install base. But when you're 2-1, you could look to your right and not worry about it. And that's why when they made that announcement about games being 2 years and not really pushing people to upgrade to next generation, I was like, that means your adoption rate's going to be slow, and you're basically going to give, if Sony comes out and says we're not doing that, you basically gave Sony about over a 2-year thing of exclusives that they're going to show the power of that PlayStation 5, and you're going to try to show it. In addition, it puts them in a predicament. And hit that like button, guys, because this is the last point, is that it does put them in a predicament in the fact that they need to now show the difference of all their games for the next 2 years. If that's what, Booty says. They got to show the difference now. Their competition with themselves, because now they got to show the difference between the X and the Series X. With Sony, if they do PlayStation, if they do PlayStation 5 exclusives, Sony don't have to show any comparison. But now Microsoft putting their games on PC, Series X, and X, you're going to have to wait for Digital Foundry. And Microsoft's going to have to really show the differences between those three platforms. And as you know, it's going to get harder and harder. You're going to have to zoom in further and further to notice some of these differences, especially if they're across three platforms like that. Where the PlayStation 5, they don't have to worry about it. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, do you have to worry about God of War? How does it compare versus a 2080 versus a PlayStation 4 Pro? Nah. That's not even a question. Do you have to worry about Last of Us 2? How's that going to look on PC versus PlayStation 4 Pro? No. There's only one place to play it. You either play it or don't. Now, I could see Sony putting some games on PC, but, they've been doing that forever. Sony, Microsoft, Gears has been on PC, Halo 1, Halo 2, after they tap out their console. I believe in the waterfall method. You release big blockbusters in the movies, you bring it down to the TV, to the Blu-rays, and then bring it down to streaming. You hit each tier, and then you put them on sale for $20, $10. That's how you do it. You don't put Frozen 2 on Disney Plus day one and miss out on the movie theater money. That's what Microsoft's doing. We'll see if it works. They're taking their Halo and putting it right to Netflix. Where Sony's taking Last of Us 2 and saying, nope, you're going to the movie theaters, baby. Get the popcorn. Then you'll go down to the, you might go to streaming in a couple of years. And then maybe you'll go to PC 5 years. Who knows? But I like that waterfall method because, again, it gives purpose for each generation. If I'm the hardcore, I want to play it the best, I'll go get it day one, exclusively, only on the console. It drives Spider-Man drove console sales. It made the install base grow. It made Sony grow as an install base. It made developers want to put games on a PlayStation over an Xbox. But if you say, hey, stay where you are, don't buy a console, do whatever you want, well, your adaptation is going to hold up. And developers might not be so excited because they know that install base is not going to be seismically growing like how the Switch has. The Switch had no third, nobody was saying Witcher 3 is going on the Switch at the Switch launch. Oh no, it was after the Switch was selling like friggin' hotcakes because of the exclusives and the functionality of the Switch that all of a sudden they're like, shit, you know what? Let's put Wolfenstein on there. Let's put Witcher. Let's put Hellblade on there. Yeah, because the thing was selling. But anyway, those are just some thoughts and stuff like that. But again, we got to see. If Sony does the same thing, saying, hey, we're supporting PlayStation 4 with all new exclusives moving forward for next year, then we're in the same boat. And, it is what it is, and I will do a grinds on that. But right now, the way Sony's been talking in their little hints, and already what we've seen with some third party like Godfall, whatever, already a PlayStation 5 exclusive already, That's what it is. And the last point, I kept saying last point, but the last thing is that when the Xbox One launched and Rise and Killer Instinct and all those games were announced only on Xbox One, I didn't see people going bonkers saying, "What about the 88 million on the 360? What about them?" Was everybody? Oh no, consumers! I gotta buy an Xbox to play Killer Instinct. I gotta spend $500 to play Killer Instinct on an Xbox One? Why can't I play it on my 360? It's generations, man. One's traditional, one's changing it. I think there's a place for both of them. I think Microsoft is as good as a supplemental gaming right now with Game Pass. Like the Xbox almost is turning into what the Wii was. Hey, you'll have an Xbox maybe, to play some Game Pass games. I don't know. We will see, guys. But anyway, I'll change this thing that's like a mini grinds my gears at the end. But definitely just some observations that I've been making over the time. Hopefully we get some more news coming out that I can at least make some little comments on and stop with these friggin' rumors. Shit, these friggin' rumors and crap. But anyway, I want to thank you guys. Ron the Penguin, last thing he says, Xbox One's pretty much non-existent in Japan. Japanese devs don't want to put their games there. Yeah, well, Phil's over there in Japan right now. So, shaking hands, saying hi. He has done a concerted effort to try Japan. Like, at least he's been trying to get over there and even showing some Japanese games at E3, even though they're multi-plats. But at least he's trying to show some effort, and he's getting some RPGs there too. So he's trying, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, Ron the Penguin. Sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot that. But, yeah, he is trying to make a certain thing there to try to get some Japanese games to even acknowledge Xbox and announce some games. Like I thought it was really weird that they announced what was that fighting game that was like Japanese All-Stars, but it was Jump Force or something like that. Like, that was just crazy seeing that on Xbox stage. I'm like, oh, wow, that's weird. Dragon Ball. So he's trying to. But, it's a lot of work. And I think they're trying to use this xCloud, which I got to show in xCloud, I haven't tried Stadia, but xCloud, I tell you, that app is pretty polished and it's pretty cool. But again, it's not the future, but it worked in my house. But I'll talk more about that on the next show. But yeah, again, it's neat, it's nice, but I wouldn't be selling any consoles anytime soon to say that's how I'm gonna game. I'll tell you that. That's a preview. But otherwise, it's not bad. And again, it's in preview, so we'll see if it gets better. But anyway, Sam Ash says they're not getting 2 billion gamers. No companies. Exactly, they're trying to. And again, there are ways to try to get on phones. And I do think that, the way it seems to be going is that I think it's going to be streaming from your console. It's going to be trying to play your games when you're away from your console. Trying to get that whole portability aspect, but you're not portable. Trying to make it like a Switch. Like, hey, take your AAA games with you. It's nice. It's an option. We'll see how it goes. I think both of them are trying to approach it that way, where they don't want you. And I agree. As I get older, it's hard to just say, "Hey, I'm sitting in front of this TV and don't bother me for 3 hours." I got my son banging on my door right now. I can't even bring a podcast. So it is hard to say, "I'm sitting here, leave me alone," because then they come over and unplug the TV. So yeah, if I could try to get my game while I'm out somewhere or I'm somewhere I could game a little bit. And it's not too bad. It's an option, but it's not the option. I still want to play on my 4K TV, surround sound, headphones. I want that immersion because, you don't appreciate the game if you're out at Starbucks and you're like, hey, I'm playing this thing. That's why mobile gaming is successful, because it's mindless gaming, a little puzzle gaming, stuff like that. Oh, Final Fantasy IV on your Vita. I know, you can play that on my phone. Yeah, you can play on the phone with a touchscreen. There's big thumbs all over the screen. Vita, I have a Vita. I got it like last year, 2 years ago, last year, got it used because that's all you get. You can buy them new, but I got them used. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of games on there that are only on that Vita. And yeah, I tell you, that is some slick device. The biggest problem with it is they missed the R2 and L2 buttons, man. And that would have been thing because that touchpad trying to do R2 and L2 as a shooter and stuff, that's the one thing the Switch got. They got those triggers. And I've tried. I bought those things where you can put those triggers on there where they mimic the touchpad on the back. The Japanese version. Yeah, I got the OLED one, like the original OLED one with that screen looks pretty sharp. I've been playing Uncharted on it. Every time I'm on a plane, I just played the Uncharted game on there, which has all the swiping and all that other stuff too. You know, but again, and this is the last thing. Again, I keep saying last things. This is how it grinds my gears always goes. But like, you know what? The thing is too is that every generation, last generation, the fear of mobile gaming and tablets. Tablets are going to kill gaming. Everybody's going to tablets, touch screens, swiping, tapping, 2-finger touch, 4-fingered pokes. Oh my God, tablets and phones. Tablets and phones. That's all it was in 2013. Smart glass, touching on screens, the secondary app. Everybody has a tablet. Everybody sits in front of their TV with a tablet. You're going to use your phone and you're going to play the game. And there was this fear of mobile gaming, tablets. That was going to take over console gaming. And what happened? The friggin' PlayStation 4 and Xbox to some extent, but the PlayStation 4 flew off of shelves. The console had the most success it ever had. When we're sitting here in 2013 talking about tablets and touch and swiping and all that other stuff and how mobile gaming was going to interfere and disrupt console gaming. Consoles are dead. It's all about the Ouya. It's all about Android gaming. It's all about iPhones. It's about iPads. Oh, man. And now we're on the cusp of another generation. And we hear, dude, it's about stream. We stream everything. It's about playing these blockbuster games on your 6-inch screen. Playing them on the phones when you're on the go. It's not about, you know what? The consoles still have a purpose. Okay? They still do. 104 million people globally can't be wrong. Even the 42 or 44 Xbox console owners can't be wrong. The 45 Switch owners, well, they can be wrong because they are kind of a mobile game anyway, the Switch. But I'm telling you, you add up the PlayStation and Xbox at 150 million people globally. I know they want 2 billion, but you want to know what? 2 billion doesn't even know what a thumbstick is. Okay? 2 billion people doesn't even know what a R2 is, an R1, an X button, a circle, a square. They don't know what those buttons are, and they never will because they don't care. They want to tap on their screen. Let them tap. I will play. Anyway, guys, this is Jez7780. What grinds my gears back for 2020. Like, share the video, get it out there. Dualshock back button attachment. It's a 2 grinds up for me. $29.99. Go buy it. And also tip for the Xbox guys. That is a screenshot button on that chat pad. And a little grinds my gears, you guys, for hanging in there. But I can't wait for more next-gen news. Hopefully we don't have any more bullshit delays. But, again, like, share the video, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We're growing up there. I'm also going to start putting a little bit of content, a little bit of grind boxes or some little content over on the UPP podcast, Ultra Preset podcast every Wednesday night at 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock, whenever we could get around. But it's on Wednesday nights. Last night we did it on Thursday, but that's with the Meds, the Mercs, and the Frogs. Who wasn't sleeping last night? It wasn't him. It was his brother-in-law who they drugged with liquor. But that was pretty damn funny. Anyway, thank you guys again. It's Jez7780. What grinds my gears? Put in the chat what grinds your gears, and maybe I'll do that as a topic for the next time. I'm out. Thank you, grinders.